All right, let's call the April 20th meeting of the Kingston Springs Board of Commissioners to order. Could everyone please rise and face the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, John, could you please call the roll?
Porter. Here. Gross.
Here.
Lorenz.
Here.
Remick.
Here.
Stover.
Here.
All right, everyone is here. We've had the minutes from last meeting circulated. Everyone should have had a chance to read through them. Do we have a motion to approve the March 16th commission meeting minutes? Sorry, tongue twister there.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Gary, go ahead.
Second,
Gary,
all right.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Item 5 is a motion to approve the April 20th City Commission agenda. Do we have any amendments or changes?
Did you want to make an amendment? Or you just
Well, I
wanna
mean,
make
I guess we could go ahead. Under new business, item A, appointments for the park board, we need to add Jane Polanski. Jane, I pronounced your last name correct, right? Okay, good.
Polanski.
it- Why?
So that would be the only thing there. And then under other for discussion only, we've got a couple things down there, but I'd also like to discuss the naming of the fire hall. I think we've had some discussion about that, so that's it. All right, do we have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right. Announcements from commissioners. I guess we can go ahead and start with you, Jeff, if you'd like to say something.
I've got none.
My thoughts and prayers are with Glenn and Debbie Finch this week and next.
Gary, do you have anything?
No, I don't.
Bob?
Well, I concur with Glenn.
I concur with Glenn. I think we also, should all take a minute to kind of remember that we lost a couple Kingston Springs residents over the last 2 weeks with Ray Craft Sr.'s passing, former mayor and founder of our fire department, and then we also lost Mayor McCullough on Tuesday, which is very sad. The service for Mayor McCullough is at 2 o'clock on Saturday at the Church of Christ in Pegram. Is that right? I believe so.
I think visitation is
12 to 2 is a visitation, so if anyone would like to know those details. All right, community input and concerns. If you'd like to address the commission, just come up to the podium, state your name and address, and it doesn't look like we've got an eager crowd to speak tonight. So, all right, everyone wants to go to watch the Predators game, so I need to speed up. Right, that's what it really is. So. All right, department reports and updates. Anything to?
I've got one that I'd
Add.
like to add. I'd like to commend Brandy and Trevin for their work on the egg hunt prior to the Easter holiday. Had a really good turnout. Looked like all the kids had a really good time. Found a lot of eggs and a lot of prizes. So it went really well.
I was actually, when I was at that egg hunt, I was thinking, I don't think we ever had egg hunts like that when I was a kid, because every kid left with some huge piece of candy or a stuffed animal or something like that. It wasn't just those stale eggs that have the marshmallow inside of them. That's how I remember Easter egg hunts. So it's a pretty good deal they get, I think, out there. So all right, legal updates.
Yes, as you see there, the request to make changes as to which attorney be handling planning and city commission. Jennifer and I we back up each other. When we initially started, I said I would take planning, she would take this board function. We just kind of thought it would be good for us to swap up a little bit so that we keep familiarity with the processes of what all's going in the town, make sure you all didn't have any objection. I think the letter agreement that Larry Craig prepared before we came on board specifically stated that she would cover these meetings and I would cover planning, but without objection from you all, we'll just proceed forward to just so, like I said, so we can have familiarity with all aspects.
I mean, because of that agreement, is there anything that needs to be done to change or amend that agreement? If that is the case, that would be, I guess, my only real concern is the
Sure.
fact that that exists.
I mean, if you all want to proceed, we could just do an amendment to it, and we may could even do an amendment that just says that, you know, we would cover it as need be between the two of us, and that would allow for flexibility later on down the road too, if that's acceptable to you all.
Okay.
We'll prepare that and y'all sign it.
That sounds good.
Okay. The Greater Dixon, gas franchise, excuse me, I talked with Jerry Smith today, the attorney for Greater Dixon Gas. And he and Jennifer have been playing phone tag, and then she handed it off to me. And he said that they, you know, were basically ready to move forward, depending on what y'all's pleasure was. I saw, as I was preparing for this, that there was the question there about increasing rates. You all do have authority under Tennessee Code annotated to set rates under that, and so I wasn't sure what the pleasure of the board was. Like I said, I saw that note there, or if y'all wanted to keep with the same rate that has been established. The rates are not actually outlined in the ordinance or the general agreement that we have in place. So we would, if y'all attempted or wanted to attempt to amend those, we would need to do some kind of amendment to that. But otherwise, everything looks in order, just depending on what the pleasure of the board is with respect to the franchise agreement.
Does anyone have anything they'd like to ask questions? What's kind of the pleasure of the board as far as the rate question goes?
What is the benefit of the city to raise the rates?
You know, you get an ad valorem tax, but I think you get an ad valorem tax, but I think that is based on more the equipment and lines that run through, more so than what is actually being sold or the rates that they're being sold on. I will double check that on the statute. I don't know that there'd be that great of a benefit, because I don't think that you do a percentage of that revenue.
Correct.
So, like I said, what revenue you get is from the ad valorem tax effectively. And that's covered under, if you look towards the end of the agreement, it's under, section 12, is where people do tax equivalent. And that is
I don't have. I don't
And
have.
if you look up the tax equivalent, it's a pretty convoluted calculation for how they arrive at what all you get, but it's very specifically defined within the statute. What percentage.
Very last page. Okay, well, so we could just, since there is no real benefit, it looks like we could just maybe proceed with the contract as is, so. All right, we have no unfinished business tonight, and so under new business, we have item A, which is the appointment of Jane Polanski to the board. This is actually an appointment that's made by the full commission and not just the mayor, so do we have a motion to appoint Ms. Polanski to the board?
Motion to appoint Ms. Jane Polanski to the board.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none? Congratulations. All right, and item B, Mr. Smith has said that he is no longer interested in serving in that position on the Sign and Construction Appeals Board. So that's a vacancy. So if you all have any recommendations at any point, please just pass those on to me for folks that. Can't even recruit from the audience tonight. So, all right, we have no items to surplus, and for discussion, the citywide yard sales May 20th and the farmers markets on May 20th, and those coincide. The other thing that you might want to note is on the 25th, and what time did we set that for?
6:30.
6:30. That's right. 6:30 in this room. We're having a vendors meeting for the farmers market. I guess there's two things to take from that. Anyone in this room that knows anybody that might want to be a vendor in the farmers market, please encourage them to come here on the 25th at 6:30. because we need as many vendors as possible. And then, you know, if you'd like to attend too, it's a good chance to kind of meet some of the new farmers and folks that are gonna be participating. This year, the farmers market, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about what we've done so far, so that everybody's misses more of that hockey game. This year, we're doing it every week, from May 20th through the end of September on Saturdays. And we're doing a dinner on Main, which is really exciting. So we're going to actually block off the streets down there. I know you're looking forward to it, Nate. And set up tables right in the middle of Main Street and have a dinner that'll benefit the farmers market. So it should be a really good thing. The only other item I have for discussion is Debbie and I had some discussion. I don't know if this got completely passed on, and I think Chief Ivy's heard some discussion about this too. But because of the significant role the Crouches played in establishing our volunteer fire department, it's kind of my thought that we should maybe do something like name our fire hall 1 after the Crouches, after Marvin Crouch, Ray Crouch, and Bob Crouch, for their service to the city as firefighters. Because we lost Ray recently, and he unfortunately won't be around to see that. But I think while it would be an appropriate thing to do, so I'd like to add that to next month's agenda to discuss kind of the logistics of doing something like that. So, all right, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Oh,
John has one more thing.
Sorry, thank you, Mr. Mayor. In February, County Commissioner James Hedgepath approached the commission about possibility of naming the bridge over Turnbull Creek in honor of former County Commissioner Jack Lyles. This board indicated they had no problems with that, so Mr. Hedgepath went to the county commissioners. They had no problem with that either. So next county commission meeting, there will be the official proclamation that the bridge will be named after Mr. Lyles. The Lyles family will be there, and Mr. Hedgepath wanted to extend an invitation to this board to attend that meeting to help honor.
What day is the county, or are the county commission meetings there?
Is it third Monday?
Third Monday,
16.
May 16th.
What time are they?
I believe they start at 7 o'clock, don't they?
No, the general session's closed.
All right, well now, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. All right.